We all crave love and connection. It's a basic human need. But somewhere along the way, many of us have learned to prioritize finding love over loving ourselves. We accept less than we deserve, ignore red flags, and compromise our values, all in the name of keeping a relationship alive. But true love cannot blossom without a solid foundation of self-respect. Self-respect is the bedrock of healthy relationships. It's about recognizing your worth, honoring your values, and setting boundaries that protect your emotional well-being. When you respect yourself, you're less likely to tolerate disrespect from others. You understand that you deserve to be treated with kindness, compassion, and consideration. Without self-respect, we become vulnerable to toxic relationships. We settle for partners who don't value us, who chip away at our self-esteem, and who leave us feeling depleted and unworthy. We may find ourselves making excuses for their bad behavior, or blaming ourselves for their unhappiness. Remember, you teach people how to treat you by what you tolerate. If you're constantly making excuses for someone's disrespectful behavior, you're sending the message that it's okay to treat you that way. This can lead to a vicious cycle of resentment, hurt, and unfulfilled needs. One of the most important skills in navigating the world of relationships is the ability to recognize red flags. These are warning signs that something is amiss, that the relationship may not be healthy, or that your partner may not be the right fit for you. Red flags can be subtle or blatant, but they should never be ignored. Early in a relationship, we tend to see our partners through rose-colored glasses. We're blinded by infatuation and the excitement of something new. This is perfectly normal, but it's important to stay aware of potential red flags even in the honeymoon phase. Some common red flags include lack of respect for your boundaries, controlling behavior, constant criticism, unwillingness to compromise, explosive anger, and a pattern of dishonesty. These behaviors are not indicative of a loving, supportive partner.
It's also important to pay attention to how you feel in the relationship. Do you feel safe and secure? Or do you constantly walk on eggshells? Do you feel heard and respected? Or do you feel dismissed and devalued? Your feelings are valid and should not be ignored.
Setting boundaries is crucial for maintaining healthy relationships. Boundaries are essentially the limits we set for what we will and will not accept from others. They are a way of protecting our physical, emotional, and mental well-being. Boundaries are not about controlling others. They are about taking care of ourselves. They are a way of communicating our needs and expectations to our partners. When we set clear boundaries, we create a space of mutual respect and understanding.
Setting boundaries can be challenging, especially if you're not used to it. It requires assertiveness, honesty, and a willingness to have difficult conversations. But the rewards are well worth the effort. Start by identifying your non-negotiables. These are the values and behaviors that are most important to you in a relationship. For example, you might have a zero-tolerance policy for dishonesty or disrespect. Once you know your non-negotiables, you can start setting boundaries around them.
Vulnerability is often seen as a weakness, but in reality, it is the key to building strong, authentic connections. Vulnerability is about allowing ourselves to be seen for who we truly are, imperfections and all. It's about letting down our guard and allowing someone else to see our heart. When we are vulnerable with our partners, we create a space for intimacy and trust to grow. We show them that we trust them enough to be our true selves, and in turn, they feel safe enough to do the same. Vulnerability is not about oversharing or spilling our guts to anyone who will listen. It's about being selective about who we choose to be vulnerable with and sharing our thoughts and feelings in a way that feels safe and authentic. Section 5. Communicating your needs. Effective communication is the cornerstone of any healthy relationship. It's not just about talking, it's about truly understanding and being understood by your partner.
This requires clear, honest, and respectful communication. Many relationship problems stem from a lack of communication or miscommunication. We may assume our partners know what we're thinking or feeling, or we may avoid difficult conversations for fear of conflict.
However, bottling up our emotions only leads to resentment and misunderstandings. Learning to communicate your needs effectively is essential. This includes expressing your desires, concerns, and boundaries in a way that is both assertive and compassionate.
It's about finding your voice and using it to advocate for your needs within the relationship. Active listening is equally important. This means truly hearing and understanding your partner's perspective, even if you don't agree with it.
It's about creating a safe space for open and honest dialogue. Section 6. Dealing with conflict. Conflict is a natural part of any relationship. No two people are exactly alike, and disagreements are bound to arise. The key is not to avoid conflict, but to learn how to navigate it constructively.
Healthy conflict resolution involves active listening, empathy, and a willingness to compromise. It's about finding solutions that work for both partners, rather than trying to win the argument. When conflict arises, try to approach it with a spirit of curiosity rather than judgment.
Seek to understand your partner's perspective, even if you don't agree with it. Use I statements to express your feelings and needs without blaming or accusing your partner.
Remember, conflict can be an opportunity for growth and deeper understanding. By approaching disagreements with respect and a willingness to find common ground, you can strengthen your bond and build a more resilient relationship.
Section 7. Trusting your instincts. Our intuition is a powerful tool that often guides us towards what's best for us. It's that gut feeling, that inner voice that tells us when something feels right or wrong. In relationships, it's crucial to trust your instincts. If something feels off, don't ignore it. Pay attention to those red flags, those nagging doubts, and those gut feelings that tell you something isn't right.
Your intuition is often trying to protect you from getting hurt. It's easy to dismiss our intuition, especially if we're hoping for the best in a relationship. We may make excuses for our partner's behavior or convince ourselves that things will get better. However, ignoring our gut feelings can lead us down a path of heartache and disappointment. Trusting your instincts also means honoring your own needs and values. If something doesn't feel right for you, don't be afraid to speak up or walk away. You deserve to be in a relationship that aligns with your values and brings you joy. Section 8. Seeking support. Navigating the ups and downs of relationships can be challenging. It's important to remember that you don't have to go through it alone. Seeking support from trusted friends, family members, or a therapist can provide valuable insights and guidance. Talking to someone you trust about your relationship can help you gain clarity, process your emotions, and receive objective feedback. They can offer a fresh perspective and help you see things from a different angle. A therapist can provide a safe and confidential space to explore your relationship patterns, identify your needs, and develop healthy coping mechanisms. They can also help you work through any past traumas or emotional baggage that may be impacting your current relationship. Remember, seeking support is a sign of strength, not weakness. It takes courage to reach out for help when you need it.
Section 9. The courage to walk away. Sometimes, despite our best efforts, relationships don't work out. It's important to recognize that walking away from an unhealthy or unfulfilling relationship is not a failure. It's an act of self-love and courage. Holding on to a relationship that no longer serves you only prolongs the pain and prevents you from finding true happiness.
It's essential to remember that you deserve to be in a relationship that brings you joy, fulfillment, and mutual respect. Walking away from a relationship can be incredibly difficult, especially if you've invested a lot of time and emotion into it. However, it's important to prioritize your own well-being and happiness. Remember that you are worthy of love, respect, and a fulfilling partnership. Section 10. Embracing healthy love. Ultimately, we all deserve to experience healthy, loving relationships. Relationships that are built on a foundation of mutual respect, trust, and open communication. Relationships that bring us joy, support our growth, and make us feel safe and loved for who we truly are. Creating healthy relationships starts with self-love and self-respect. It's about recognizing our worth, setting boundaries, and honoring our needs and values. It's about being vulnerable, communicating effectively, and navigating conflict constructively. Remember, love should not come at the expense of your well-being. You deserve to be in a relationship where you feel valued, respected, and cherished. Don't settle for anything less.